Hello everyone, ARG back with some more Franchise Hockey Manager 8, and today, in the world of alternate universe Ottawa Senators hockey, we are going to be playing the month of April. I don't know how I'm gonna feel. Maybe I'm gonna feel like doing more than that, but typically the thing with current day is that it takes a lot longer to sim through. By the time I'm done with April, I'm probably gonna be like over the 1 hour mark. I don't know that I'm gonna continue past that. I would like to go to do the off season, not the off season, but the playoffs as well. I guess we'll see. If not, the playoffs are going to be next time with the off season, where I'm going to make all of those awesome moves that I promised I would do. But yeah, so we are going to be out of the playoffs this year. I guess it's par for the course according to real life Ottawa Senators. I realized that I didn't extend Steen after acquiring him. I will extend him. He has a little bit of potential. Maybe he's going to be able to play like on a fourth line or something. It's always good to have some depth. He's not asking for that much money, so let's bring him on. Alright, so we still have Colin White, that's out. He's about to come back, so he's coming back a lot later in the game than he did in real life. And then that guy that I got for Josh Brown is also about to come back. He's, of course, playing in the minors, so not an impact for now, but eventually he might be able to play on the third pair. Again, you need to have some depth. You are never going to get through an NHL season with just 2 goaltenders, 6 defensemen, and 12 forwards. That's impossible. Alright, so I guess it's possible if you turn injuries off. Wait, can you even turn injuries off in this game? I don't know. I haven't even ever looked at that. But anyway, alright, so we are starting the month against the Red Wings. Actually, it's going to be a home and home against them. We're going to start in Detroit, and then in 2 days we're going to be in Ottawa. Even though it's a division rival, we still haven't played them this season. So it is April, and we're going to be playing Detroit for the first time. Now, Detroit is 26, 34, and 7. That's good for 15th in the East. We are 13th, by the way. So we are doing a little bit better than the Red Wings. Now remember, at the trade deadline, the Red Wings went ahead and got Patrick Kane. Now I'm guessing it's for the future, to help rebuild over there. They have a lot of young players, so I guess getting a veteran player like Patrick Kane is probably going to help with that. How has he done since he's been in Detroit? 9 points in 14 games. That's not too bad. Alright, so Detroit, let's see here. No injuries in Detroit, so yeah. Alright, so Thomas Greisch and Nedeljkovic in net. I have problems with some names sometimes. That would be one of them. Thankfully, I'm not playing historical anymore with Wade Double Wits or whatever it's pronounced, so I don't have to say his name. But there's a few others that will challenge me. Nick Leddy, Esterly, Valimaki, Marit Sider, Troy Stetcher, Filip Ronek, Lindstrom, Bertuzzi, Nemesnikov, Fabry, Dalcol, Verana, Jones, Stevens, Suter, Larkin, Kane, Ernie, Rowney, Raymond, and Zadina. So a lot of potential on the Red Wings, but their young players are kind of like us. They're not completely like developed yet. They're not fully there. Alright, so let's see if we can beat the Red Wings, who are pretty healthy. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for us. Thomas Greisch is going to be in net for Detroit. And of course, go Sens go. And we lost in overtime. 2-1. We were outshot by Detroit, 35-34. Patrick Kane was the first out of the game. He had a goal and an assist, so the game did end in overtime. Mason Shaw was the second star of the game with an assist, and Tyler Bertuzzi was the third star with a goal. Alright, so nobody scored in the first, nobody scored in the second, then in the third, Patrick Kane scored from Jacob Vrana and Dylan Larkin, then Tyler Ennis scored on the power play to tie the game from Zach Sanford and Mason Shaw, and it was 1-1 heading into overtime, but in overtime, Tyler Bertuzzi played the hero for the home team from Patrick Kane and Jordan Esterly, and we lost 2-1. Alright. Yeah, we have been struggling this season, which was to be expected. We had an outside shot at the playoffs at one point, but that didn't happen. Right, so Adam Clendening has been put on waivers by the Flyers. Tim Stützle is day-to-day. Lacerated chin. Oh boy. Alright. Leon Draisaitl has recorded 600 points in his career. He had a goal and 2 assists against the Blues. Leon Draisaitl is 26 years old, and he is a 5-star player in this league. Ooh, Eugene Melnyk is concerned about my work. That's not good. Alright, and Oscar Steen signed, so that's a done deal. Right, we have a day off, and then we're playing Detroit again. Hopefully we can get revenge on home ice. Get revenge on the game and on Timmy Stützle's chin, which has a laceration. Montreal's Pezzetta is suspended, so Michael Pezzetta in Montreal will miss 7 games. Austin Matthews extends his point streak to 20 games. He had an assist against the Flyers. Luke Glendening is suspended in Dallas. He's going to miss 7 games as well. Dear God. And Rick Bowness job on the line in Dallas, perhaps. Dallas is 33-29-5. I'm guessing that's not enough to make the playoffs, so they are thinking about canning Rick Bowness. Alright, hosting the Red Wings, we literally just played them. We are 0-1 against them. So let's do this. Alright, the Red Wings are going to go with Nedeljkovic in net, and we're going to go with Matt Murray. Go Sens go. Let's get revenge on home ice. And we lost in overtime again. 4-3 this time. Well, at least we're consistent. That's what you want from your team, right? You want to be consistent. You want consistency from your team. So losing in overtime all the time is a form of consistency. Alright, shots were even at 38 apiece. Dylan Larkin was the first star of the game. He had 3 assists. Nick Camano was the second star with 2 assists. And Jacob Vrana was the third star with a goal and an assist. We had 16,309 people in attendance for the game. Detroit scored first, then Thomas Chabot tied the game from Zach Sanford and Mason Shaw. It was 1-1 after 1. Then in the second period, Adam Goddard gave us the lead from Nicholas Camano and Tyler Ennis. Then the Red Wings tied, and then we scored again. Eric Brandstrom from Nicholas Camano and Adam Goddard. It was 3-2 Ottawa after 2. Sadly, in the third period, Detroit tied the game early in the third. And this went into the shootout where only one person scored. That was Jacob Vrana. And that was the end of the game. Another overtime loss, this time a shootout loss. Right, Nathan Beaulieu has been put on waivers by the Kings. Colin White is ready for contact. Alright. Right, Cole Sherwood has been put on waivers by Nashville. Austin Matthews extends his point streak to 21 games with a goal against the Lightning. Sim Stutzel says that he is ready to play now. And Colin White is feeling better. Alright, so we are in Montreal to play against the Habs. Montreal is now 26-40-5. That's good for dead last in the East. We are 2-0 against the Habs this season. Let's make it 3-0. As you all should know by now, I'm always extremely happy to beat Montreal. It makes me feel warm inside. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for us. Carey Price in net for Montreal. And of course, go Sens go. Let's win our first game of April now, shall we? Oh yeah, a 3-1 win at the Bell Center in Montreal. We were outshot 28-23 in that one. Drake Batterson was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Mike Hoffman, former Ottawa Senator, was the second star with a goal. And Josh Norris was the third star with 2 assists. Montreal scored first in the first period. It was 1-0 Montreal. Then there was no scoring all the way into the third period, where Drake Batterson tied the game from Josh Norris and Brady Tkachuk. Then Eric Brandstrom scored the game-winning goal from Nick Paul and Adam Goddard. And then Brady Tkachuk scored his 15th from Drake Batterson and Josh Norris as an insurance marker. And that was a 3-1 victory in Montreal. Austin Matthews extends his point streak to 22 games. He had a goal and an assist against the Panthers. Colin White is almost back in the lineup. We have a day off, and then we're going to be hosting the New Jersey Devils. All right. Oh, looks like Kastelik got hurt in Belleville. I've liked Kastelik this season, so the Sens recalled him, and he played some games. As an edge to him, he looked pretty decent on the face-offs as well. Now, his dad was a really tough guy, and Ed Kastelik was pretty much more of an enforcer. I wouldn't say that Kastelik is an enforcer, but he's a rugged player for sure. Alright, Kyle Connor extends his point streak to 12 games. He had an assist against the Red Wings. Johnny Gaudreau extends his point streak to 12 games with a goal against the Ducks. And a memorable night for Max Pacioretty. He had 4 goals against the Canucks. Yeah, pretty good game indeed. Can't wait for some of our players to have games like that too. Eventually, they will once their potential has been reached. Alright, we're playing in New Jersey against, at home against the Devils. Devils are 37-29-4. That's good for 9th in the East, so they're chasing a playoff spot. We are 0-1 against the Devils this season. We lost 3-2 in New Jersey. Jonathan Bernier is going to be in net for the Devils. Matt Murray is going to be in net for the Ottawa Senators. And of course, go Sens, go. Oh, a 4-1 victory at home. Good game. A 4-1 game is a good game. Oh yeah, we outshot New Jersey 39-24 in that one. Mason Shaw, it turns out he was a pretty good waiver pickup. He's been pretty decent. He was the first star. He had a goal and 2 assists. Zach Sanford was the second star with a goal and 2 assists. And Tyler Ennis was the third star with, as well, a goal and 2 assists. So it looks like they played on the same line and they had a great night. All right, 16,033 people in attendance for this game. Nobody scored in the first. Then Tyler Ennis scored on the power play in the second period from Zach Sanford and Mason Shaw. Then New Jersey tied the game. Then we went to the third period, tied at 1. Zach Sanford scored on the power play from Tyler Ennis and Mason Shaw. That was the game-winning goal. It was 2-1. Then Mason Shaw scored from Zach Sanford and Tyler Ennis. And then Thomas Chabot scored his 10th from Nick Paul and Austin Watson. And it was a 4-1 victory for the Ottawa Senators. Right, so Louis Belpedio has been put on waivers by Nashville. So has Libor Hayek. Oh, Artemi Panarin is hurt with the Rangers. He's going to miss 5 months. Oh, no playoffs for Panarin with the Rangers. That's going to hurt them. Nino Niederreiter has a memorable game. He had a hat-trick against the Sabres. Austin Matthews extends his point streak to 23 games with a goal against Dallas. Leon Draisaitl extends his assist streak to 8 games with an assist against the Kings. Johnny Gaudreau's point streak ended at 12 games. He was held scoreless against the Sharks. Oh yeah, the Rangers are going to the playoffs. They are having a really good season, but they're gonna do so without Panarin. Oh, it's our next game too. We're playing the Rangers next, and they don't have Panarin. I guess that works. Alright, so Sam Bennett in Florida is suspended. He's going to miss 2 games. Blake Wheeler has achieved 300 goals in his career. He got a goal against the Avalanche. Blake Wheeler is 35 and he is a 3.5-star player. Kyle Connor's point streak ended at 12 games. In that same game, didn't get a point. And Colin White is completely recovered, so I need to make room for him. Alright, who do I send down? Can I send Camano down? Yep. I'm going to try to put Camano through waivers. He might get claimed. I made a trade for him. I don't really am particularly attached to him. I got him for Del Zotto. Del Zotto wasn't going to play anymore for me anyway, and I mean, I need room for Colin White, so there you go. Alright, so we are at Madison Square Garden to play against the Rangers. Rangers are 42-27-3, as I just alluded to. They are in a really good spot for the playoffs. They are 4th in the East. We are 1-1 against the Rangers, who are going to play this game without Artemi Panarin. Ooh, Colin White is going to be playing on the 4th line with Ennis and Formanton. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for us. Igor Shesterkin is going to be in net for the Rangers. And of course, Go Sens. We're doing alright at the moment. And a 4-3 win. And just like that, we're above 500 again. So, you know, silver linings and baby steps. That's a 4-3 win in New York against the Rangers. We outshot the Rangers 31-24. Eric Brandstrom was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals and an assist. Philip Yedel was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Nikita Zaitsev was the 3rd star with 2 assists. Right, so Rangers scored first in the first period, then Eric Brandstrom scored short-handed from Nikita Zaitsev and Brady Tkachuk, then Austin Watson scored from Eric Brandstrom, and then Tim Stützle scored unassisted. It was 3-1 Ottawa after 1. Then in the second period, Rangers scored, made it 3-2, but then Erik Brandstrom scored shorthanded again. Wow, Erik Brandstrom scored 2 shorthanded goals in the same game. That's pretty impressive for a defenseman. From Nikita Zaitsev and Brady Tkachuk again, that was 4-2. Then the Rangers scored in the third period, about midway into the third. It was 4-3, but we held on, and we won this game 4-3. And Drake Batterson got hurt. That's not good. Hopefully it's not like for a calendar year or something like that. Nice day today. Alright. Alex Belzil's been put on waivers by the Habs. Alright, what does he have? A stiff neck. Austin Matthews extends his point streak to 24 games. He had an assist against Montreal. Claude Giroux has produced 300 goals in his career. He had a goal and an assist against the Ducks. Claude Giroux is 34 years old and a 4-star player. And Leon Draisaitl's assist streak ended at 8 games. He did get a goal, so his point streak continues, but didn't get an assist against the Avalanche. Alright, we are about to play against the Jets at home. Jets are 38-32-2. We are 0-1 against the Jets this season. Now we're going to be playing this game without Drake Batterson. Oh my. Alright, so Connor Hellebuck is going to be in net for Winnipeg, Matt Murray in net for Ottawa. Of course, go Sens go. Oh, what a crazy game! And we won. We won 8-7 in overtime. That's a crazy game, folks. That's like the Sens in real life just played in Arizona, a crazy 8-5 loss. Kind of reminds me of that a little. We outshot Winnipeg 49-39. Nobody wanted to play defense in this game. That's good for the fans, not good for, the coaching staff. Alright, so Thomas Chabot was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Kyle Connor was the second star with 3 goals and an assist. And Josh Norris was the third star with 2 assists. 16,580 people were treated with quite a game today. Alright, so the Jets scored twice in the first period. Then Nick Paul scored from Tyler Ennis and Adam Goddett. Then Tim Stützle scored shorthanded from Nick Paul and Cal Foote. It was tied at 2, but then the Jets scored, and it was 3-2 Winnipeg after 1. And we went to the second period. Thomas Chabot scored on the power play from Zach Sanford and Mason Shaw. It was tied at 3. Then the Jets scored, and then we scored. Connor Brown from Josh Norris and Brady Tkachuk. We were tied at 4, and then the Jets scored twice. Before the end of the period, it was 6-4 Winnipeg after 2. Winnipeg made it 7-4, and it looked like that game was getting away from us, but we managed to tie the game with 3 consecutive goals. Tim Stützle scored from Josh Norris and Mason Shaw, then Tyler Ennis on the power play from Mason Shaw and Thomas Chabot, and then Zach Sanford on the power play as well from Nikita Zaitsev and Adam Goddett. We were tied at 7. That went in overtime. Nobody scored in overtime, and in the shootout, many goals. Wow. So Stützle scores, then Nikolai Ehlers scored. Then Chabot scored, Cal Connor scored, Zach Sanford scored, Andrew Cup scored, Connor Brown scored, and then Paul Stastny missed, and that's the end of the game. Alright, a nice 8-7 victory at home against the Jets. A good night for Kyle Connor. As we saw, he had 3 goals and an assist against us. Suspension for Marcus Peterson with Pittsburgh. He's going to miss 5 games. And Alex Ovechkin is back from his own suspension. He can get back to scoring goals and chasing Gretzky's record. Yeah, we have a day off, and then we're going to be in Detroit again to play the Red Wings. We've played them quite a few times this month already. Oh, looks like Tyler Ennis got a day-to-day injury. Can he play with it? No. Alright, so that means, okay, I should be good, so. Yeah, I'm good. Right, in Detroit, they are now 29, 36, and 7. That's good for 15th in the East. Still, we are obviously 0-0 and 2 against them. The first 2 games of this stream were against them. We lost both of them in overtime and or the shootout. Alright, let's play in Detroit again. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for the Sens. Thomas Greisch is going to be in net for Detroit. Go Sens, go! And we lost 3-2 in Detroit. We have been unable to beat the Red Wings this season. That's not good. Oh yeah, they had us on that one. We were outshot 33-21. Not a great game on the road here for the Sens. Dylan Larkin was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals and an assist. Colin White was the second star with an assist. And Moritz Seiler was the third star with an assist as well. Detroit scored 3 unanswered goals in the first period, so it was 3-0 Detroit after 1. Then in the second period, Adam Goddard scored from Colin White and Nick Paul. It was 3-1 Detroit. We had a fight between Filip Hronek and Nikita Zaitsev. And then in the third period, Josh Norris scored his 10th from Austin Watson and Tim Stutzel. It was 3-2 Detroit. That was about at the midway point of the period. We just couldn't tie the game. And we lost 3-2. Oh crap. Mason Shaw is out 6 weeks with an injury. He was doing so good too this season. I'd like to. Oh, look at that! His potential increased. I think he has a 3.5 star potential now. I think that's more than what he had. He used to have. But anyway, he's out 6 weeks with a strained ACL. Austin Matthews' point streak ended at 24 games. He was held scoreless against the Sabres. Suspension over for Sam Bennett in Florida, back in the lineup. Memorable night for Jack Eichel in Vegas. He had 4 assists against the Canucks. And a big game for Chris Wagner with the Arizona Coyotes. He had a hat-trick against the Devils. I have to take care of that Mason Shaw injury. Oh, Zaitsev is day-to-day. I should be good. Oh, he can play anyway. Alright, so Shaw's going to the injured reserve. Recall somebody. Oh dear God, Yarventi now has a 5-star potential. I think I'm gonna recall Pinto since Mason Shaw is a center. I'm gonna recall another center. And he can finish the season in Ottawa. Alright. We have a day off. And then we're going to be in Boston to play against the Bruins. Alright, so CJ Smith has been put on waivers by the Hurricanes. Oh, now we have Gustafsson that's hurt as well in Belleville. We're starting to have a lot of injuries. The phenomenal Belleville, wow. Oh, he's going to be out 6 days, that's fine. Robbie Yarventi improves that right wing, that's good. That gives us some flexibility for the lineup, I like that. Tyler Ennis back soon. Could use you probably right now. We're starting to have a few injured players, buddy. Alright, in Boston. Boston is 47, 21, and 5. That's good for 2nd in the East, so they are pretty good this season. We're 1 and 2 against Boston this season. So we're heading in Boston with a little bit of a depleted lineup right now. Matt Murray is going to be in net for us. Jeremy Swayman is going to be in net for Boston. Go Sens, go! And we lost 4-3, so we're back to playing 500. We lost our last 2 games. Oh, we got robbed. We outshot Boston 40-27. Pavel Zacha was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Tim Stützle was the second star with 2 assists. And Louis Tarainen was the third star with a goal and an assist. Right, Boston scored first in the first period. Then Colin White scored from Cal Foote and Nick Paul. And then Boston scored again. It was 2-1 Boston after 1. Nobody scored in the second period. Going into the third, Boston scored, made it 3-1. Then we tied the game. Josh Norris scored from Tim Stützle and Victor Mete. Then Austin Watson from Tim Stützle and Victor Mete again. It was tied at 3, but then with 7:08 left to go in the game, Boston scored again, and that would stick. We lost 4-3 in regulation today. Alright, so let's see here. Jordan Nolan has been put on waivers by Columbus. Blake Pietila on waivers by Anaheim. And Steven Santini on waivers by the Blues. Few news here. Good game for Mitch Marner. He had a goal and 4 assists against the Capitals. Strong game for Austin Matthews in that same game. He had 3 goals and an assist. Nicolas Deslauriers is suspended. He's going to miss 1 game with Anaheim. Clendening is back in the lineup in Dallas after serving his suspension. Jay Beagle is considering retiring in Arizona. He's 36 years old. Ennis is 100%, or almost, and Zaitsev can play as well. We have a day off, and then we're going to be hosting the Toronto Maple Leafs. Alright, Jacob Berglund has been put on waivers by the Canucks, and I realize Sanford is hurt as well. I need to check, making sure I have enough spare. Yeah, Ennis can play. Batterson and Sanford cannot, so Ennis can draw in and play. Alright, Toronto in town. They are 44-21-9. That's good for 3rd in the East. We are 2-1 against Toronto this season, however, so we've been playing them pretty good. Peter Mrazek is going to be in net for Toronto. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for the Sens. And of course, go Sens, go. Oh, we beat the Leafs again. That's going to make a lot of Sens fans happy, because most Sens fans do not like the Leafs at all. We won 4-3 on home ice against the Leafs. We outshot Toronto 39-31. Artem Zub was the first star of the game. He had an assist. Justin Hall was the second star with a goal, and Eric Brandstrom was the third star with a goal as well. 17,000 people in attendance for this game. Probably most of them were Leafs fans. They like to swarm our arena. Right, nobody scored in the first, and in the second, Eric Brandstrom scored his 15th from Dylan Gambrell and Austin Watson, then Josh Norris from Connor Brown. Then Toronto scored twice. It was 2-2. But Tim Stützle scored on the power play before the end of the period from Cal Foote and Artem Zub. It was 3-2 Ottawa heading into the third period, where Nick Paul scored from Shane Pinto and Victor Mete, made it 4-2. Then Toronto scored, made it 4-3, but they couldn't tie the game, and we won this one. So we're back to one game above 500. Derek Forbort in Boston is suspended. He's going to miss 2 games. David Pasternak has a strong game in that same game. He had a hat trick against Pittsburgh. Derek King might get fired in Chicago. Right, Chicago is 28, 44, and 4, so he might get fired. Cale Makar has a day-to-day injury in Colorado. There was no stopping Arthur Kalaev in LA. He had a hat trick against Columbus. Andreas Johnson keeps fans on their feet all night. He had a hat trick against the Kraken. Nikita Zaitsev is completely recovered, and Drake Batterson is starting to feel better. Alright, we have 3 days off, and then we're going to be playing in Buffalo against the Sabres. Right, Joe Thornton reached a plateau of 1,750 games played in his career. Didn't get a point, and that was against the Red Wings. Joe Thornton is 42 years old. He is a 2.5-star player. Nicolas Deslauriers is back from suspension, back in the lineup in Anaheim. Tyler Ennis is completely recovered. Zach Sanford is feeling better. Drake Batterson is feeling better. All right, so our injured players are starting to feel the effects of the icy hot on their body or something. So they are back, or starting to get back. All right, Zach Sanford and Batterson again are feeling better. Joel Eriksson Ek has a strong game. He had a hat trick against Montreal. Kirill Kaprizov also had a good game against Montreal. He had 4 assists. Michael Pezzetta is back from suspension in Montreal, back in the lineup over there. Nikita Kucherov extends his goal streak to 5 games with a goal against Detroit. Alright, Sanford and Batterson are both recovered. Alright, and now we're in Buffalo to play the Sabres. They are 33, 36, and 7. That's good for 14th in the East. We are 1-1 against Buffalo this season. Matt Murray is going to be in net for us. Aaron Dell, not a fan. Asshole. He's going to be in net for Buffalo. Let's win this game for Drake Batterson, even though in the game... In my game, you know, the events of from real life did not occur. Alright. Go, Sens, go. Ah, we lost 4-2. I can't believe we've let that chicken shit get a win. Alright, Buffalo outshot us 34-31. Jeff Skinner was the first star of the game. He had 3 assists. Eric Brandstrom was the second star with 2 assists. And Casey Mittelstadt was the third star with a goal and an assist. Buffalo scored first in the first period. Then Zach Sanford tied the game on the power play from Eric Brandstrom and Adam Goddett. Tied at 1 after 1. Then in the second period, Buffalo scored. It was 2-1 Buffalo heading into the third period. We tied game. Josh Norris scored from Eric Brandstrom and Connor Brown. It was tied at 2, but then Buffalo scored 2 goals, including 1 in an empty net, and we lost 4-2. Zach Sanford improves at right way. He's playing quite a bit of right wing for us actually in real life, so that makes sense. Alright, so we have 2 days off, I think. Or is it just one? Just 1 day off. And then we're going to be playing in Columbus. Alright, the day off is right now. Alright, Simon Desprez is on waivers from Tampa Bay, and Brandon Sutter is on waivers from the Canucks. Nikita Kucherov extends his goal streak to 6 games. He had 2 goals against the Leafs. Suspension over for Forbort in Boston, back in the lineup. And Alex Goligoski has played in 1,000 games in his career. Right, that happened against the Canucks. Celebrated that with a goal. Goligoski is 36 and he is a 2.5-star player. Alright, so the Blue Jackets now. We're in Columbus to play them. Columbus is 35, 38, and 4. That's good for 14th in the East. We are 0-2 against Columbus this season. We have not been able to beat them at all. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for the Sens. Elvis Merzlikins is in net for Columbus. And go Sens go. Oh, we lost 5-2. Not a good game. Oh god, we got robbed. We outshot Columbus 41-31 in that one. Patrick Laine was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 2 assists. Oliver Bjorkstrand was the second star with 2 assists, and Merzlikins was the third star with 39 saves and of course the W. Columbus scored 3 goals in a row in the first period. Then Tyler Ennis scored on the power play from Eric Brandstrom and Thomas Chabot. It was 3-1 Columbus after 1. Then in the second period, Columbus scored. It was 4-1 Columbus at that point. In the third period, Nick Paul scored from Shane Pinto, made it 4-2, but the Blue Jackets added 1 more goal, and that was that. Yeah, a 5-2 loss. Alright, so we're 1 game under 500. I'd like to play at least 500 for the season. 500 is not enough to make the playoffs nowadays, not even close. We're not like at the start of the 90s where you could make the playoffs with a losing record. We're not at that point, but playing 500 would be an improvement, so that would be good. Alright, well, we don't have a whole lot of time to feel sorry for ourselves. We're heading back home to play Montreal the very next day. Montreal is now 28, 46, and 5. They're dead last in the East, and we are 3-0 against Montreal. I would love to keep that a perfect record. That's the last game of the season against them. I would love to have a perfect record against the Abs at the end of the season. Caden Primo is going to be in net for Montreal. We're going to go with Matt Murray, and of course, go Sens go! No, we don't have a perfect record against the Habs. That makes me very, very, very sad. We lost 4-2. We outshot again. We got robbed. We outshot Montreal 46-37. We are peppering goaltenders with shots. We need a little bit more shooting talent, I suppose. Joel Edmondson was the first star of the game. He had an assist. Nick Olden was the second star with a goal, and Caden Primo was the third star with 44 saves and the W. We had a sellout crowd in Ottawa, 17,000 people. Montreal scored first in the first period. Then Nick Olden tied the game in the second from Artem Zub and Tim Stützle. It was tied at 1 after 2. Then in the third period, Montreal scored 3 goals. They were up 4-1. Then Josh Norris scored on the power play from Brady Tkachuk, but we ran out of time. We couldn't tie the game. Jan Rota has been put on waivers by the Lightning. Marcus Peterson is back from suspension in Pittsburgh, back in the lineup. Nikita Kucherov extends his goal streak to 7 games with a goal against Nashville. And a good night for Jonathan Huberdeau. Kel's gonna be happy if he watches this. He had a hat trick against the Maple Leafs. Alright, we have a couple days off here, and then we're gonna be hosting the Devils. Jordan Staal has achieved 600 points in his career. He had an assist against the Islanders. Big game for Matt Garzalchuk. Oh god, I struggle with that name still. And FJ showed me how to pronounce it too, and I forgot. Anyway, he had a hat trick against the Rangers. Alex Ovechkin extends his point streak to 12 games with a goal and an assist against Toronto. Right, one more day off, and then we're playing New Jersey. Nothing happened of note in the NHL. Alright, so New Jersey is in town. They are 39, 34, and 6. That's good for 11th in the East. We are 1-1 against the Devils this season. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. No, they cannot anyway. Yeah, they are eliminated, officially eliminated. So this game has no bearing whatsoever on the standings as far as those two teams go. We're playing for a draft pick spot. Jonathan Bernier is going to be in net for New Jersey. Matt Murray in net for the Sens. Go Sens! Even I want to win. You know, the draft pick is going to be the draft pick. I want wins. Oh, 8-1 victory at home against the Devils here. That's going to make the fans feel happy and confident for the season to come. We outshot New Jersey 36-20 in that game. Thomas Chabot was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 3 assists. Connor Brown was the second star with 2 assists. And Dylan Gambrell was the third star with 2 assists as well. 16,169 people in attendance for the game. Drake Batterson opened up the scoring in the first from Thomas Chabot. Then he scored again on the power play from Brady Tkachuk and Thomas Chabot. Then Tim Stützle scored his 20th from Dylan Gambrell and Connor Brown. Then New Jersey scored, and then Tim Stützle scored from Dylan Gambrell and Connor Brown. And then Brady Tkachuk from Thomas Chabot and Artem Zub. It was 5-1 Sens after 1. Nobody scored into the second period, and then in the third, we added some more damage. Colin White scored from Eric Brandstrom and Nikita Zaitsev. Then Thomas Chabot from Austin Watson and Alex Formenton, and then Cal Foote from Tyler Ennis and Alex Formenton, and it was an 8-1 victory. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, looks like we had a couple injuries in that game. Victor Mete and Nick Paul. David Pastrnak has a memorable game with Boston. He had 3 goals and an assist against Florida. Nick Suzuki extends his goal streak to 5 games with a goal and an assist against the Buffalo Sabres. Great night for Nikita Kucherov. He had a hat trick against Columbus. Braden Point in that same game had 4 assists. That's also pretty good. Ovechkin's point streak ended at 12 games. It was held scoreless against the Islanders. And injury puts Nazem Kadri on the sidelines. He's going to be out for 4 weeks. So if Colorado goes deep into the playoffs, he should come back. Oh god, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs with that record. I would have expected for Colorado to be pretty strong. I guess not. Alright, do I need to do anything here? I don't think so. Yeah, Paul can't play, but Pinto or Goddard is gonna draw in, and Meti can't play. Olden's gonna play. Alright, we have a day off, and then we're hosting the Florida Panthers. Alright, so we are hosting Florida. They are 43-30-7. That's good for 6th in the East. We are 1-2 against Florida this season. Let's see if we can win this one. Spencer Knight is going to be in net for Florida. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for the Sens. And of course, go Sens go. I want that 500 record, which I cannot achieve if I lose this game. And we lost 4-2, so we're not going to play for 500 this season. We're going to be close, but not quite. So a 4-2 loss at home against Florida. We outshot Florida 33-32 in that one. Frank Vatrano was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Drake Batterson was the second star with 2 assists. And Carter Verhage was the third star with 2 assists. Alright, so 16,894 people in attendance for that one. Florida scored first in the first period. It was 1-0 Florida after 1. Then in the second period, Brady Tkachuk scored from Josh Norris and Drake Batterson. It was tied at 1, but then Florida scored again. It was 2-1 Florida after 2. Heading into the third period, they added one more goal. It was 3-1. Josh Norris scored his 15th, brought us to within 1 from Drake Batterson and Eric Brandstrom. But then Vatrano scored with 2 seconds left to go in the game on the power play, and we lost 4-2. It didn't say it was in an empty net, though. That's interesting. Alright, Artem Zub is hurt now. Okay, so I might need to do something for the last game of the season about that. Injury puts Yevgeny Kuznetsov on the sidelines. He's going to be out for 3 weeks with a sprained ankle, so he's going to miss the start of the playoffs. Brent Burns has competed in 1,250 games in his career, celebrated that with an assist against the Oilers. Brent Burns is 37 and he's a 3.5-star player. Zub can play hurt, and he will. Alright, so Philadelphia now. We're in Philly for the last game of the season. Philadelphia is 41-33-7. That's good for 10th in the East. They have no hopes at playoffs. We are 1-1 against the Flyers this season. Matt Murray is going to be in net for the Sens. Martin Jones is going to be in net for the Flyers. And of course, as usual, go Sens, go! And we lost 2-1. Alright, so our ending record this season is 37-40-5. Definitely not good enough for playoffs. Hopefully we can build on that and be better next season. Alright, so we were outshot 28-20 in that game. Kevin Hayes was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Tim Stützle was the second star with a goal, and Ivan Provorov was the third star with an assist. Philadelphia scored first in the first period. Then all the way to the third period, Tim Stützle scored from Josh Norris and Cal Foote. But about close to 6 minutes later, Philadelphia scored the game-winning goal, and that was the end of the game. Sorry about that. Always the same story with me. The throat when the temperatures go, So it's been like 80 for a few days where I live, and, the last couple days it's been like 26. So, yeah. The temperature here is very temperamental. Like, sometimes I don't know how to dress. Like, should I go outside with, wearing a Speedo and then a jacket or something? I don't know. Calfoot got hurt against Philadelphia. Doesn't matter. It's the end of the season. So suspension for Michael Pezzetta again. He's gonna miss 7 games. Keep calm, buddy. Ooh, David Poyle might lose his job as the GM of Nashville. Nashville went 38, 36, and 8 this season. That's probably not good enough to make the playoffs. Alright, that's the... Alright, and Nick Paul is getting close. That doesn't matter. We are done. Oh, do we have the playoff 3? Not yet. Alright, so I'm gonna check like our stats and everything. Alright, so our best player ended up being Drake Batterson with 51 points in 76 games. I'm expecting more offense going forward. Some of my players are gonna have improved and everything. And then I'm gonna try to infuse some talent into this team. My best defenseman was Thomas Chabot with 38 points. Again, maybe I feel that's maybe a little bit low for him. I would expect Chabot to be around the 45-point range-ish. He did miss 8 games, though. So, yeah, not a whole lot of points. I'm going to check also the leaders for the entire season. That's always fun to check. So we had 3 50-goal scorers this season. So Matthews had 59, Pasternak had 57, and Kucherov had 50 right on the dot. McDavid was the best passer with 68 assists, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 100-point players. Matthews was the best at 117, Kucherov 116, McDavid 113, Draisaitl 108, Pasternak 107, Ovechkin 107, Point 104, and William Nylander at 103. Alright. Oh dear God, Victor Edmond finished the season at plus 54. Gunning for Larry Robinson's record. Still fell short. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and sim until the start of the playoffs so we can see the playoff 3. Alright, top selling Ottawa Senators jerseys for April. Matt Murray, Thomas Chabot, Anton Forsberg, Tyler Ennis, and Connor Brown. Again, no Brady Tkachuk, no Tim Stützle, no Drake Batterson. Nick Paul feeling better. Oh, the development report. Let's take a look at that. Okay, that's good. Those are 2 good things for him to get. Okay, Oskar Steen getting a... Oh, Oskar Steen's potential dropped. Not too happy with that, I just resigned him. Alright. The top-selling jerseys in the NHL for April, of course, no sense there. Jason Spezza sold the most jerseys in the NHL in April. Kucherov tops the month, so Kucherov and Swayman were the players of the month in the NHL. Oh, Kevin Mandolese got the goaltender of the month in the ECHL. That's good. Oh, he had a good season. All right. Alright, we have the playoff trees, so let's see what the playoffs are going to look like this season. So in the way, Colorado is going into the playoffs with their bad record. Look at that. All right, so Colorado is going to be facing Vegas in the first round. That's, I believe, a revenge matchup. The Kings are going to be playing the Flames, the Sharks are going to be playing the Blues, and the Jets are going to be playing the Stars. Now in the East, the Islanders are going to be playing the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, that's a matchup we've seen recently. Toronto and Boston in the first round. We've seen that not that long ago as well. The Panthers are going to be facing the Capitals, and Pittsburgh is going to be facing Carolina in the first round. So that's where we're going to be at. I'm going to go ahead and stop here for today, though. So next time out, I'm planning on doing the playoffs, and at least I would like to do the entire off season, but we'll see how that goes. I keep in mind I haven't played, current day in like 6 or 7 years, so I don't remember like how long it's gonna take. The Sims are slower than in historical and everything, but I'd like to do all of the off season and everything. But anyway, so for today, we're going to go ahead and stop here. As usual, I would like to thank you for tuning in. And if you're catching this on YouTube later and you like the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you folks next time. Thank you.